Hi, and welcome to another episode of All Things Considered. Earlier in a video, I was talking about the Seattle City Council and the primaries that's coming out on Tuesday, which was, well, it's now Wednesday, but I was looking at the primaries for Tuesday and how they unfolded. We won't know all of the election results until probably within the next day or so. So what I'm going to do is read you this, and I'm going to give you a heads up on a few things, and I'm going to talk about some stuff because there's something that I want to address to Kashima Sawant, the Seattle City Council woman that's running for re-election. It says here how primary night unfolded, Seattle City Council elections results and other big takeaways. It says we've wrapped up our live updates for the night. Check back at theseattletimes.com this week for further results and analysis. Thanks for reading. It says here, 10:21 p.m., major takeaways from Tuesday's primary elections. 3 Seattle City Council incumbents led their primary challengers, but none were taking over 50% of the vote in Tuesday night's returns. Kashima Sawant had the lowest incumbent vote share at 33. That could change in the coming days as more votes are counted. Longtime King County Councilman and civil rights leader Larry Gossett trailed challenger 32-year-old attorney Jermaine Zahilay, Zahilay, at 39% to 52%, shadowing a tough re-election fight for the 26th incumbent. Voters were handing overwhelming approval to an $810 million King County Parks levy and a $219 million Seattle Library levy. A new statewide voter registration system passed a stress test. The Vote WA system had a rocky rollout earlier this year, but Tuesday night everything went according to plan, local election officials said. 9:30 p.m. Facing headwinds, Sawant vows to fight billionaire class. Now this is for you, Kashima. I have this undying urge to tell you that instead of fighting the billionaire class, why not ask the billionaire class for help? People always feel better about doing something if they feel like they're the ones initiating the process. Get the billionaires to work with you to fix things. Don't try to fight them on stuff, because when you try to fight somebody on something, they become more emboldened to stop you from fighting them. But if you give them something that they can feel good about to make them feel like they're part of the process and they're helping out, they probably would do that. After a potentially vulnerable showing in the primary, Kashima Sawant called her re-election battle a straight-up battle between the working class and the billionaire class. The floor shook with foot stomps from supporters at her election night gathering as Sawant, a socialist alternative member, said, the for-profit housing market has failed us, and called for bold public policy, including local rent control and affordable housing funded by a tax on Amazon. We have seen the adjacent failures of the Democratic establishment of the city, which is tied to big business as it's ever been, she said. We have seen the abject failure. We have seen the abject failure of the Democratic establishment of the city, which is as tied to big business as it ever has been, she said. Sawant's critics said her 33% showing in Tuesday's returns reveal her to be vulnerable, although she could pick up vote sharing in the coming days. Her top challenger, Egan O'Ryan, a business-backed candidate who got 24% of the primary votes, said the results don't look very good for the incumbent at all. In June, Orion was among a slate of city council candidates who won the backing of the Seattle Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce's Political Action Committee Citizens for a Sound Economy, or CASE, C-A-S-E. In a news-related Tuesday night, the chamber said the election results in several council races show Seattle voters are ready for change. No, they're not ready for change, really. They are ready for what's happening is that the Seattle voters are not ready for change. I don't really think the Seattle voters have anything to do with this election. And I think it's the ones that are working for big business and big corporate that are crafting the elections to go a certain way. And they're saying that it's the people. Remember, we're supposed to vote privately. And we always say, oh, we don't talk about politics. Oh, I never discuss who I voted for. The elections are too important for people to not know who you voted for and why. Let's see. CASE endorsed candidates appeared poised to advance to the general elections in all 7 council races. Now we have the opportunity to elect people who can rebuild trust, get back to the basics of local government, and represent the districts they serve, said Marilyn Strickland, the Chamber's president and CEO, in a statement. I'm gonna call her on that. I'm gonna ask her if what she meant by that statement. 8:52 p.m., Alex Peterson and Tammy Morales opened big leads in Seattle Council open seat races. In the crowded contest for 4 Seattle City Council open seats, Alex Peterson and Tammy Morales outpaced the field. Peterson led the pack in District 4, Northeast Seattle with 45, followed by Sean Scott with 19. Kathy Tuttle and Emily Myers trailed with 13 and 11% respectively. Morales had a similarly strong showing in District 2, South Seattle, Georgetown, with 45% of Tuesday's vote. She was followed by Mark Solomon with 25 and Ari Hoffman with 14. Her supporters cheered the result at Bang Bang Kitchen Tuesday night. I feel great, Morales said after celebrating the initial count. This exceeded our predictions for the race. 2 other open seat races were tighter. In District 6, Northwest Seattle, Dan Strauss was ahead by 31 of the votes, followed by Heidi Wills with 23%. Sergio Garcia and Jay Fahey trailed with 15 and 14 respectively. And in District 7, Pioneer Square to Magnolia, Andrew Lewis led with 29%, followed by Jem Pugel with 26. Daniel Lipscomb Ing. Hold on a second here, let me get this right. I don't want to pronounce the names wrong. And in District 7, Pioneer Square to Magnolia, Andrew Lewis led with 29%, followed by Jem Pugel with 26%. Daniela, see, I got it wrong already. Daniela Lipscomb Ing was next with 10%. Hey, getting 10% and all these little smaller numbers, 26%, 10%, it's better than getting no percent. You know, that means that there's people out there that care about you. 8:20 p.m., King County Councilman Larry Gossett trails challenger Girma, G-I-R-M-A-Y, Jermay Zahilya, Z-A-H-I-L-A-Y, Zahilya. In what could foreshadow a major upset this fall, longtime King County Council member Larry Gossett is trailing challenger Jermay Zahilya. Zahilya had 52% of the votes counted Tuesday to Gossett's 33. They appeared headed to a November matchup. Gossett has not faced a close election in more than 2 decades on the council. Gossett, having just ordered apple juice at his primary night party at Ray Cantor in Seward Park, said the results were kind of surprising, but not totally. It means a very difficult time mobilizing people to turn out for the finals. But I am a fighter, so that is what I will work hard on doing. Gossett said he didn't think he and Zahalia, a 32-year-old attorney, differed too greatly on issues like mass incarceration, affordable housing, and transportation. He attributed the results to his opponent's youthfulness and fundraising advantage. Well, yeah, because there's a lot of people that are young and they're voting and they think somebody younger has more in common. When you're a little older, they don't think you have that much in common with them. And I understand. 8:20. Seattle Library Levy, well ahead. It says here, a new 7-year, $219 million library levy is passing with 73% of the vote in early returns. Most of the money would be used to maintain services already being provided, with costs driven up by inflation. The rest of the money would allow the Delridge, Green Lake, New Holly, and Walliford branches to open on Fridays and extended hours at the High Point, International District, Chinatown, South Park branches. It would also keep all 27 neighborhood branches open longer at night. The levy would fund seismic renovations at the Columbia City, Green Lake, and University branches, more play and learn programs for children, and other efforts. PSL would also eliminate fines for overdue items. Library systems across the county have scrapped overdue fines in recent years based on the idea that fines can stop people from using libraries, particularly poor people. SPL patrons in less wealthy neighborhoods owe more on average. And it's easy when you check out a book. Sometimes it's easy to forget to bring it back on time. The new levy would collect about 12 cents per 1,000 of assessed value in 2020, or about $85 per 700,000 homes. A home. $700,000 a home. Okay, it says here, Heidi Grover, Seattle Times staff reporter, she says that 8:15 p.m. initial results, Seattle Council incumbents lead. Tuesday votes results show 3 Seattle Council members leading all the challengers, but none were reaching the 50% mark. Oh, okay, well, I'm just reading this all over again. It says here, those are the election results for so far. I will keep you updated when I find out more, and if you're interested, let me know in the comments below. Put a like and subscribe if you like my videos, or you feel that I do something that could possibly give you a little information or food for thought. If you don't like my videos, put a comment, let me know why, how I can fix it. If you have an idea for a video, please put a like and subscribe. If you like my videos, please put a like and subscribe. If you have an idea for an upcoming video, please put it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to let you go on that note. Seattle, it's after midnight, my time. It's 1:24 on a Wednesday morning. This has been All Things Considered. Have a good night, Seattle, and all points beyond.